Welcome to Nia Talks Talking Nia. I'm Nia and we're going to talk about it. So today I want to talk about how PWIs make black people turn against each other. And that's something that I was thinking about in my other video that I created. I was like, I need to talk about this because it is something to talk about. Don't mind all the art shenanigans that is going on in the background that I can see right now. We're going to focus on this conversation. Let's get into it. A lot of predominantly white institutions have a tendency to token black people. I've had it happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people as well. And when they do this, they need to understand that they're tokening basically children. Like when I went into, let's give some background. When I went into the four-year university that I went into, that was New Paltz University, that was detrimental and just disgusting. It was gross. Literally even the mental health facilities were awful. They would be like, if you're not unaliving yourself tonight, we cannot help you. It was disgusting. Like it was awful. Even if you wanted to work on your mental health or if you wanted to talk to somebody, I did this like my first year. I went up to them and I was like, hey, I'm feeling kind of sad right now. I'm gonna go to mental health services. I'm here. What do y'all offer for this? First thing they say, are you trying to unalive yourself? Because if you're not, there's nothing you can do about it. Bye-bye. So it's kind of like they wait until you actually are physically harming yourself or you actually have the thought to actually help you, which is ridiculous. And this is the problem with America in general, where America waits till the last minute, till somebody is unalived, till an accident or a massacre does happen to actually listen to the whistleblower, which is me, right? They don't want to listen to the whistleblower because the whistleblower will make them lose money. So let's get into it. So I talk fast. If you don't like that, then click out the channel, slow it down. I don't know what to tell you because I have to go to work. So we got to get this conversation on the road. So I've noticed how a lot of the younger students, because I was probably like in my 20s, early 20s at the time, a lot of the students that were black were like 17, 18. I was in these groups and I was very confident. I was very me. I was very myself. I never copied anyone. And I noticed how it felt and seemed like they had no identity. It felt like they were trying to fit in a white space and use their blackness as their whole personality. Like, let's be honest, like it's a thing where you're going to college, you're black, and you see all these white folks, and the only thing that sets you apart is you being black, right? You want to use that to your advantage. They think you're so cool, right? Let's talk about it. I feel like we're so afraid to have the conversation about how we're perceived as black people when we go to college. We do. We're always given the sympathy card. We're always given the, oh, well, can you explain this experience because no one in this class had this experience? I get it and I understand it, but it gets to a point where it starts to be detrimental to a lot of black people, even like Latinos Afro-Latinos. And New Paltz University had a screwed up mind of how to just be a decent human being. They always use their ethnicity as an excuse as why they were late. They always use their ethnicity, and this including black people too, using their ethnicity as an excuse as to why they didn't hand something in on time. And these white professors would eat it up. They would eat it up. Like, token it. Like it was, and that's bad because when we get into the real world, we're not getting that treatment. And for me, because of like how traumatizing New Paltz University was for me as a black individual, as a woman, I decided to seek other opportunities outside of the school by myself. I didn't go to career services. I didn't ask a professor for anything. I said, fuck this school. I'm going across the bridge. I'm going here. I'm going to make my money. I'm going to establish my career. And that's what I did. And in doing that, I should be grateful because it taught me that, hey, you were able to teach art. I was an art teacher, right? While I was in college. You were able to teach art. And now you're realizing you want to do something else. You want to travel. You want to have a voice. You want to be different. You don't want to be in a bubble, being the same old dot like everybody else. Like, you don't want to be that. You don't. It's a polka dotted atmosphere. You don't want to be one of those polka dots that are there that are the same color. You don't want to be the same and basic and boring. And quite frankly, the teaching system, education is very racist and conservative. And I just didn't want to be a part of it. But I had to learn that. I had to be a part of it and learn that. I didn't know. I had no clue how bad the education system is. But anyways, so now you have a girl who is constantly seeking opportunity. I was very fortunate to have a car. I still have a car. I have a used car. Ain't nothing new. But I was like, I'm going to use them things and get to where I got to go and keep up with it, all that. So then you have the other sector of students, though, who are not travelers, who literally don't have a car, who are from the city, and they're isolated in this college campus, upstate New York, and there's really no other black person to talk to besides what you see. There's no other black activities besides what you're getting at this college campus. And that's why I really stopped being a student ambassador there too. I was like, I can't lie to these black students. I don't want these students to come here. New Paltz University had a thing where they would have alumni bring in, you know, students from the college, I guess. Well, no, students from the schools that they worked at. So basically, it was alumni that now became teachers and were working at schools in the hood, right? In the Bronx, da-da-da-da. Like, it's just simple. Like, New Paltz grabs all their black students from the Bronx. Like, if you're not from Upper Manhattan, Harlem, if you're not, like, that's where they grab their black students from. So then you got students like me that come from Long Island and Queens, and I'm just like, yo, what's wrong with this group and this batch of kids? Like, they're batshit crazy. Like, I could not understand it, but now I understand, like, they basically made them feel like this was their only option. It's close to home. They don't have a car. They can't afford anything. Me too. Well, I have a car, but I got it. Like, you can't afford anything. You don't know where else to go. New Paltz accepts any student. I honestly wish they gave me a rejection letter so bad. I wish they gave me a rejection letter, but they didn't. But here's the thing, like, you're a first generation college student. Most likely New Paltz is going to accept you because you don't know how things work. You're going to take the mistreatment. You're going to take the vending machine not working. You're going to be like, oh, the nurse's office is closed today. You're going to be like, the library has asbestos and was literally the library had asbestos and was closed. And it's annoying because in the black community, we do this thing where we make a decision and we realize, oh, that was a bad decision, but we don't want to talk about it, right? Because we want people to think that we're so perfect. We want people to think, oh, I became a teacher. I became a professor. Like, it's not easy like that. And that's why I'm not really for black sororities as much as I could see how it gives you all these opportunities because of nepotism and because you know this person, they know that person. I see the opportunities happening for people that were in sororities. I see the nepotism. I see it. And quite frankly, it's disgusting because some of those people, most of them were awful, batshit crazy people. Like, I remember one day I was in that disgusting organization, Realistically Embracing All Ladies at New Paltz. And I remember one day one of the members, and this is the same member who got kicked out, the same member that they plaster all over the walls as the, like, fat black woman who's gonna be successful, we're helping her out, made her an RA. Like, New Paltz is so grimy with this stuff, tokening people. And basically it got to a point where she was a part of a sorority and I didn't know what was happening, but she couldn't talk. And we're literally in an adult meeting. We're literally in a functioning, you know, we're trying to talk about, you know, ideas for the fashion show. And I'm out of the loop. I wasn't close friends with her. So I'm just like, she's not going to speak. I say hello. She says no hello. So I'm thinking it was something against me. I have no clue, right? Later on, it gets explained to me by somebody else that she had, she couldn't talk. Like, the hazing ritual in her sorority is that she can't talk for like 5 days or so, which is fucking insane. Like, you guys are psychopaths. For real, sororities, y'all are psychos. I don't fuck with y'all. Like, y'all are weird. Y'all are traumatizing. You make people act weird. You make people manipulate others. It's disgusting. And don't get me started. Black sororities, y'all know what's up. It's disgusting. I would never want my child to be in a sorority or fraternity. That group mentality that you're not enough because while you're alone is already bad enough. I don't care about the vacations. I don't care about the trips. I don't care about the... I could care less about all of that circle jerking. Okay? It's circle jerking. That's what it is. Get a backbone and be by yourself as a black person for 2 seconds. Sorry. I had to get into that. But yeah, as you can see, being in a predominantly white school, how that might make people gravitate towards that. You have to remember, these are still children. Like, I came into New Paltz University when I was like in my 20s. I went to community college. Like, I got to see how a functioning college works. I got to see how a no bullshit college works. I got to fail classes. I got to pass classes. Then I got to New Paltz, didn't fail any classes. Passed with all B's and A's. Absolutely did not fail a class. But I think for me, I was so in the mindset of I have to get this degree and get out of here. I didn't take a second to say, girl, this is some psychological warfare going on in this college when it comes to black people and the way they operate. You have to understand, when it's like a pool of black people that are so it's so small. You're yearning to be a part of a space that people look like you and people have the same mindset and struggle as you, and then you get into it and you realize everyone's jealous of each other. Like, it was so cliquey, it was gross. Like, in a lot of New Paltz's clubs, they all would like compete for fashion shows and see who was the best. Even like, I think it was ASU, African Student Union, was like against Black Student Union. They did not come together. It was like a boom, 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 like a fight on fight of who could have the better fashion show, who could have the better presentation. And for me, a lot of those people that were in these fashion shows, you have to understand, a lot of these Black students in these fashion shows and stuff were losers. I'm not trying to say this in a mean way, but what I'm saying when I say losers, they were not popular in high school. They didn't get anything in high school. What happened is they knew somebody in the school. They also decided, hey, I could be evil like you. Let me in. They'll let them in because they can be evil, manipulative, things like that, nasty, mean. They can be cliquey, and they'll let them in. But then you notice how a lot of the people that did these fashion shows, a lot of the people that were in these organizations, to this day now, don't do shit. They're not here on YouTube. They're not talking their shit. They're not doing anything productive with their lives. Like, and I've checked in on some people that I still know, and I'm like, yeah, y'all not doing shit. But y'all tried to act like y'all was so much walking down the runway, being nasty to people, thinking you're popular. And then once you graduate, New Paltz is like, bye-bye. Pay us our money back. Bye-bye. You had your little moment where you thought you could shine. And this is what I mean by token Black people. Like, it's bad when it comes to four-year universities, predominantly white institutions. Like, they will make you feel like you are the greatest Black person in the room for the sake of donors. You need to understand it's all about money. It's about money. You're obese? Check. You're gay? Check. You're Black? Check. Oh, trauma? Check. It's all about money when it comes to a donor. It's all about, let's get the biggest sympathy card in the world. I am not saying these are awful people. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, do you understand how it starts to make someone become an awful person? Because also with these people, they start to develop this thing in their head where they're always the victim. They're always the victim. And I noticed that with New Paltz University, like with the Black students, I was like, y'all always the victim here. Like, it's never like y'all take accountability for doing something wrong. It's always blaming somebody else or coming together in small groups and attacking one person so that you all feel better. And I feel like the key is, when it comes to New Paltz University, specifically PWI, a lot of the Black students come together from like insecurity and hate. And I thought that their club, Realistically Embracing the Ladies, was gonna be about like embracing people of all sizes, all colors. And I get in there and I learned, if you're confident, if you're a bad bitch, they don't like you, me. Like, if you're confident, you're kind, you're sweet, respectful, and a bad bitch, like, dang. Like, they did not like that. And one thing I want to say really quickly before I end this, something I've noticed in general, in the community in general, just Black, white, whatever. Let's just talk about it. As women, we do center men, even if they're gay. There was a gay male, a Black gay male in that group, and he loved to tell women what to do, how to dress, how to act. And it was almost as if for me, he couldn't do that, but he was like obsessed with me and he loved me at the same time. But he knew he could not tell me what to do or how to act. I was not insecure. So this is the thing. I feel like as a woman, I believe that a lot of women still they want to listen to men. They want to hear what you want to say about how they dress, how this and that. Like, really insecure women will listen to a gay man tell them how to dress and how to act. And that's not me. I've never been that. I'm part of the queer community, right? But I'm going to keep it real. Let's talk about it. In the queer community, there is a sector of gay men that want to boss around women and tell them how to act and how to dress because they don't have a coochie. Period. Point blank period. Yes, I said it. Get mad at me, but we're going to talk about it. There's not all, but there's some, right? And then you have women that are very vulnerable and love to hear what a man has to say. And considering that you are gay, you do have leverage because that woman is going to feel more secure that you're not going to hurt them. You're not going to honor them. You're not going to essay them. That's our expectation as women because you like men. That's what we think in our head. So it was kind of weird being in these spaces with these particular type of people because they were really crazy. Like, they weren't your typical cool, chill person, no matter what their sexuality was. It was bizarre. So yeah, that's just like part one of this little discussion about PWIs, I guess, or part two. I don't know, but we're gonna keep talking about it because it's Black History Month and we have a lot of Black things to talk about. Bye, y'all.